Shalom Aleichem, we're learning the Sicha of Tu B'Av, which is also a Siyum on Maseches Tainis. Rebbe made a few Siyumim on Maseches Tainis over the years, about a handful. There's a famous one in the Sufis of Chelik Daled about the white clothes and why specifically white, etc., and why borrowed clothes. But over here, this Sicha is about what the girls would say, each one of them. And it's based on a Farbrengen on Tafshin Lamed Hey Tu B'Av. Tu B'Av is not really a time that the Rebbe would often make Siyumim. Chafav would be a time, and at the beginning, when you see it, it's not really said as a Siyum, but obviously when it was prepared in essay form, it was prepared for the Sicha, then it was made into a Siyum. So, the Rebbe was saying, because it's a Farbrengen connected to Chamisha B'Av and Pesach Midvar Malchus, and who's the Malchus, Melech Malcham Lochem HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we'll talk about in Torah, and that is something connected to Chamisha B'Av and the Farbrengen, etc. So you don't have to look for any major Mazim, because we know that on this day it's a big day, it's the ending of Matan Torah, B'Yom Chasunasi Zesim Chaslibay, the Mishnah in the final Mishnah, Lehayu Yom Tevim Yistalka Chamisha B'Av Yom Kippurim, etc. And then the Rebbe goes on and talks about, I want to focus on something, I'm recording this mamash just before Shabbos, before Tisha B'Av. So the Rebbe says like this, B'shas mizmesayim et simcha, when you finish with a simcha, when you finish a masechta with a simcha, so then you're not bothered, but rather you say Hashem shazatani, you say it in the lashon of the siyum. Just like Hashem helped me to finish this masechta, so Kain Tazdenu, you should help me to do many other masechtas and svarim. That's the way you say it in Adna. So you see that you always want more and more and more. So that you, and the limud has to be, over here you see a limud has to be besimcha. And that helps that you'll have success in the learning, because Varum simcha is the ha'etza b'pachas of atzlacha, because simcha is a straightforward model on how to have hatzlacha. Sorry if that went out for a second over there. It's South Africa and electricity went back on, but whatever. Don't ask. Google load shedding. So simcha is it's a simple, straightforward eitzah on how to have atzlach and everything you need to do. And if you do with simcha, you'll be matzliach. When you do it the opposite, then besides the fact that it's against what Hashem says, if do with Hashem simcha, it's not going to work. But if you do it with simcha, you'll have siyata d'shmaya, limna Torah, etc. Now, therefore, is the oicht on inyan and siyum is the farbunim mit simcha k'pshatei. So when you make a siyum, there's an incredible simcha. So much so, it's a simcha with yayin, and you even remove a fast day. The inyan from the tainis, and that is why the end of Maseches Tainis specifically is about this simcha of dancing in the vineyards, and the fact that Hashem's going to make a dance with tzaddikim. And machal is the idea of rikud de simcha, because Torah is coming to remove the idea of tainis, and Torah is trying to teach you. Das Torah Semes. Just look at these words, and this is what Torah Semes is trying to say. He's trying to show the emes of what's in the tainis. As das is nitchas v'shalom ha'inyan lefmater than yidden. A tainis, a fast, is not about torturing or causing yidden pain. Das is a inyan durch deruf v'tayid kumen zu asimcha gdel b'yoser. It's something that leads you to come to a greater simcha after. And vasulib deref is kedai for all time. So for this, it's worth even having a tainis. V'bald as dernach as the simcha shloi berach, because after you're going to reach to an incredible simcha, even though the seder that the regular way in the world is that the Eibush is set up, that has to be nishmat amaylu nafshei seichem. You have to eat and drink to keep your health, and the guf has to be body v'shalem, so that you could serve Hashem the way you need to be. Listen to this. This is unbelievable. When Hashem wants that you should come to simcha g'dela b'yoseh, not just a regular simcha, He wants you to achieve a simcha g'dela b'yoseh. Is a demot l'shah kala. So for then He gives you a small amount of time, the idea of tainis, which takes away the food. But you know that the end of the fast is everything goes the way it ends. There's going to be a machel, there'll be a dance. Yotzes v'chelis b'kedam, you're going to be dancing and having fun in the vineyards. That causes a simcha gdola. Bizvanet das mit Wert allein kennen nicht geben. Das stickt sich aus in einen Schalikel. So much so that the simcha you get after the fast is so intense. I can't describe it. I can only dance. Like Rebbe would say many times over the years, that dancing is when you can't express your joy, you just pasha bursting out. It takes over your feet. It's possible to have a simcha in your mind. You could have an emotional simcha. As can zayin simcha, you could have a simcha which is full of tears of joy. But we still don't know if your leg is joyous. You could be emotionally joyous, your eyes are joyous, you're sobbing. When do we know simcha b'shas zetas the feet stanzen? When we see that the feet are jumping. That's a sign that the person is permeated with simcha. So then the Rebbe went on to the idea of Maseches Tainus, the specifically Maseches Tainus, and that's the fact that you have the name shows that it has a theme to the whole thing, and like we said, that's why the end is with Simcha to teach you how to really transform Tainus. And the Rebbe says, just another point, that they went out and danced. It was B'keich Atzma. In other words, they had to go make the effort. So from here you see that it's only with your own effort that you reach B'simcha. And Usarusa de Lasata, your awakening will cause Usarusa de La'ela. And Hashem will do, HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yisamach L'Tzadikim, Hashem will return like that. So then the Rebbe went on and said, because there's a siyum, we'll start off with a few questions, etc. And we'll mention a few points. We'll have the simcha the way it's usually practiced by Jewish people, by having a siyum. And then the Rebbe went into the Sicha the way we know it. Just a beautiful, beautiful nekuda, especially as we're going into Tisha B'Av Alavai. Yehavchu Yom Melech Sassan Simcha, the Eibishter still has many hours to bring Mashiach before. But the Chas v'Shalom was still in Galus. It's a perspective on how to have a fast. Dafka, that transforms the Simcha. Hashem's not matering a Yid. He wants the Simcha G'dayla that comes out of the fast. And just something personal, I'm recording this, and I'll just the end of my Yom Haledes. My Yom Haledes is Ches Av. And want to thank all the Chevra that join here, most of you who I don't know. I don't even know your names. I know nothing about you other than the fact that you join week after week. And a big yeshikayach, and we should all have atzlacha in our learning. And the Rebbe's Torah should have the effect on us that it was intended to, that we should start thinking the way the Rebbe thinks, and more importantly, doing what the Rebbe does.